By May of 1959, months after the first discoveries, the mountain finally gave up its final secret. Deep within a concealed ravine, half buried beneath snow and water, the remaining 4 hikers were found. But what should have brought answers, instead brought only darker questions. Unlike the previous victims, these hikers were clothed more heavily. Some wore fragments and garments taken from their dead companions, proof that survival instincts had pushed them to scavenge whatever warmth remained. Yet their injuries told another story. Several were found with catastrophic internal damage, crushed ribs, fractured skulls, injuries more in line with a violent car crash, and yet, no signs of bleeding or external wounds. Even stranger, their clothing was found to carry traces of radiation. Authorities documented this fact, but offered no explanation. And in the most unsettling details, one woman was missing her eyes. Another, her tongue. Whether stolen by scavengers or something more sinister, remains unsolved. The Soviet investigation left no clear answers. Sections of files were classified, certain pages restricted, and when the case was finally closed, the official cause of death was described with only 4 chilling words, asterisk and unknown compelling force. Asterisk 9 lives had been lost. 2 different discovery sites brought conflicting evidence. And instead of truth, Dyatlov Pass descended into legend. But if no natural explanation could encompass all the evidence, one question remained. Was this tragedy caused by snow and cold alone? Or was something else, something hidden, lurking that night in the Ural Mountains? The discoveries at the ravine left only questions. And so began the endless debate: what truly happened at Dyatlov Pass? The first explanation was the most natural. Avalanche. Investigators wondered if snow had collapsed onto the tent, forcing the hikers to slash their way out and flee barefoot into the night. But at the site, no clear avalanche debris was found. And experienced mountaineers like Igor Dyatlov would not have camped in a known avalanche zone. If it was an avalanche, it was one unlike any ever recorded. The second explanation was secrecy. Whispers of Soviet military experiments. The Urals were known for weapons testing. Some suggest the hikers stumbled across something forbidden. Strange lights in the night sky were reported by locals at that time. Radiation on clothing. And files sealed without explanation. Signs that some truths were never meant to be told. The third explanation looks upward. UFOs. Unidentified lights in the sky. Some believe whatever the hikers encountered was not human at all. The terrified flight from their tent. The injuries with no external cause. And the eerie possibility that they met a force unknown to science. The fourth is sound itself. Powerful winds sweeping over the mountain could generate infrasound, low frequencies beneath human hearing. In experiments, infrasound triggers unease, panic, even madness. Could a sudden invisible wave have driven the hikers into a frenzy? Fear so raw, they tore open their tent and fled into the storm? Each theory answers something. But none explain everything. Not the slashed tent. Not the broken bodies. Not the radiation. Not the silence of the snow. So the case remains unsolved. A riddle buried in the Urals. And long after 1959, the Dyatlov Pass still sits beneath snow and shadow, keeping its secrets. More than 60 years have passed since that winter of 1959. The hikers of Igor Dyatlov's team never returned. But their story never left us. The location is now known as Dyatlov Pass. A memorial stands there, marked with the faces of the 9. Every year, visitors and investigators travel into the snow. Not seeking comfort, but seeking answers. In Russia, the story has been retold in countless articles, books, films. Some researchers still climb the same slopes, retracing the path step by step. They study records, test new theories, re-examine evidence long buried. And yet, the mystery holds. The 9 hikers have become more than names in a report. They are symbols of the unknown, humanity's eternal confrontation with forces we cannot explain. Was it avalanche? Was it military secrecy? Was it panic, or something stranger? Perhaps no one will ever know for certain. The snow has hidden too much. The files remain incomplete. And the mountains keep their silence. But every winter night, when the wind howls in the Urals, the story rises again like the storm. And the question still echoes through history: what compelled 9 young adventurers to slash open their tent and run barefoot into the snow?